Morning YouTubers, and welcome to Weaste Allotments. Got a few clips here to show you this week. Lot been going on. Not had much time to do anything because I've had hospital this week, and and I've got doctors later on to get me a flu jab and to get a bloody vaccination thing. Oh God, hate them, but I've got to have them. So anyhow, back to the allotments as he started off. Yeah, it's been really vicious on here this week. The wind's been atrocious. I come down here early on in the week. I had to actually come down at 9 o'clock at the night because I was concerned about the greenhouses. So here's a little clip of what we come down to.
Well guys, I just popped down to the allotments. Sorry about the camera, it's very dark. But yeah, this ain't the normal camera that I use as well. I'm just checking on my greenhouses to make sure they're okay. Bit of tape blown off there, but that's nothing. Looks secure, that one anyhow. Furniture looks okay there. You can't really see it. Shed, it'd take an hurricane to move the shed, but this greenhouse here looks okay, it looks intact. Sorry about the quality of the pictures guys, but thought we'll pop down just to make sure everything's okay, because it's been absolutely horrendous on here today, and I fear for the worst really. Yeah, we still got this greenhouse, is still here. There's a good sign. All the panels are intact. That's what I can make. Yep, so like I said, the panels are intact. Chickens, they're all tucked up in bed. Roof's still on here. Left the door open there. Be okay though. So yeah, at least I've got me allotments is intact. That's the main thing for now. I don't know what it's going to be like tomorrow morning, but all I can do is what I've done. I've come down tonight and checked on everywhere to make sure it's okay, and that's all I can do guys. So yeah, from a very blustery Weaste Allotments, I wish you good night.
Yeah, I know it was a bit grainy and dark, and but the good news was I was okay. Everything survived that wind, them terrible winds. I come down the next morning. There was other people not so lucky. George and Irene lost the skylight out of the greenhouse. I found that 30 yards away. That was quickly put back in. We did find some clips and put that in, and yeah, we got away with it. But like I say, we've had rain upon rain upon rain. It's been really, really bad. You probably see smoke suddenly appear here, guys. What it is me coffee. And yeah, so like I say, we had all the winds and what have you. Then I decided I wanted to sort my water tank out. So I've put a few clips together here showing you. A mate of mine helped me build it, so I can't show you him. He didn't want to be on camera. He's a bit shy. There's a couple of them there helping me. But yeah, I'll show you a couple of clips what we've been doing with the water tank. It's a 1,000 litre water tank, by the way. So here we go.
Morning YouTubers. Today I'm going to see if I can actually undo this here and taking this top off here, because I'm going to be removing the inside of this 1,000 litre water butt. And the reason why I'm going to be replacing it is because somebody in the wisdom has broke the valve on it down there. Now if I can take the top off this, I can actually replace put a new water tank in that I have. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to need both hands. So I'll be back when we remove the top, if we can remove the top. It's all about if we can remove it. So well guys, now the lid is off this water tank, I can swap it out for a new one, hopefully. I don't know how hard it's going to be to get it out. I can only imagine that I'm going to have a problem here. Oh, come down here. I'm going to have to take this off here, this valve, which is going to be really, really tricky, because that juts out and obviously it's got to slide out. It can't get past this thing here, and someone in the wisdom has smashed it all here. You can see the big crack on it. So yeah, we're going to have to get that out of there. The fun of gardening, what you got to do. So I'm going to get that off there. We'll see if I can get the tank out, that's the main thing. There's the old tank. Spiders all crawling all over it, that's what we expected. Now all I've got to do is go and get the other one and swap it out. Then we can put it back into the frame and refill it with water in the summer or in the spring. But I'm going to have to get it up there, so I'm going to grab my mate again and get him to give me an hand. Doesn't like being on camera, camera shy. Oh guys, this is the inside of the frame. I've just got to push that sheet up and slide that in. Sounds easy, but I can tell you it isn't. It's very light, this. Must weigh about, what, £15, £16. The only thing is, it's very awkward. Here's my mate now coming over. Ah, here he is. Over here, Jim. Right, over here at the back. Behind the back here. Right, he's going to give me an answer to move this. Guys, I had a bit of a faffing about here with this water tank, trying to get the liner back into there. It wouldn't go in because it had bubbled out. Sorry about the chickens there in the background, but what happened was the water tank was just a plastic liner, and it was been filled up to the top, and over the period of so many years it had actually bowed out. So you try and fit something which ain't perfectly straight to go in something which is straight. It was a bloody nightmare, but managed to get it in anyhow. Me and Jim just manoeuvred it. It did go in eventually, but like I said, we couldn't put that panel in, so I've had to put it on the outside to get it to fit. It doesn't make no difference at all to the structure of the water tank. Like I said, I've just got to stick a tap on there now, and then we'll put probably about 300 litres of water in it and then leave it. I will get I need my clamps to clamp the roof back down, and I'm going to put a couple of rivets in each corner just to secure the actual top. Again, not as if it's needed, because there's two retaining bars that go through it which hold the lid onto the actual frame, so you know. But at the end of the day, the tank's been sorted, and that's one less job to do. And there we go. Job's a good one. Right guys, time to fit this little tap. Now you get these online, Amazon, eBay, they all do them. You can pick that up for around about, I think it's about £6 I paid for the whole thing, so you know. And they go on these 1,000 litre water tanks. Just one more thing, the thread is a coarse thread. You can actually get a fine thread as well, so don't make the mistake of getting the other. 90% of all of these threads are a coarse thread, and blow me, I've got a tank over there which has a fine thread on, and it's a lot harder to find the actual valve for it. I'm just, this is very awkward. Don't need to go crazy. But, more is better. Anyhow, that's that. Now then, all we got to do is screw the top on. By the way, did you notice how I wrap the thread round it that way? When you're turning this around, it's not stripping the actual tape off. So there's a tip for you. Hang on. Now then, because the tap is on, it's off, but it will be off in a second. I don't need to leave that valve on there. That's solid, that. Now the only way to make sure it's waterproof and it doesn't leak is to put some water into it. But I've decided not to put any water in it today. Like I say, it's winter, and water, when it freezes, expands, and it might do a bit of damage to this this valve. Never try to move this handle when it's frozen. Like I say, it's a bit of cobwebs around there. Tidy them up a bit. Yeah, because you can actually snap. It's very delicate, this valve inside here. I mean, it's only made of plastic, and you've got to be very careful how you move it on and off. Don't do any sharp movements, or you could actually snap that. And it's moulded into the actual tank. So once you break it, that's it. It's no use at all. But there you go. I'll just fix that on there now. So the tank is basically done, and all I have to do is add water. Who knows, I might test it in the week, but I'm not going to do it right now. Thanks for watching.
So, as you just saw there in that clip, them couple of clips there, what a nightmare getting that. It was easy taking the top off and everything, but getting the bloody the liner, taking the liner out, piece of cake, dead light, no, hardly any weight to them. Try to get them back in. Oh, it's like trying to get a cork up a monkey's bum. So we're getting a round peg into a square hole. What a nightmare. That blooming tank, it was swelled up that much. What it is, it was my old tank what I had on the plot here, and it had no shell on it, so you fill it to the top and it bowled. Now you can imagine if it's not being drained off, it keeps that shape. Anyhow, it memorised that shape, so comes to putting it back in. There was a plate that goes in between it, and then it slides in, but the trouble is we couldn't put the plate in, it would not go in, so we had to leave the plate off and put it on the outside. Anyhow, we finally got it in, but I still need to clamp the corners and put a rivet into them. I brought my rivet and my drill and everything down. I never brought the bloody clamps to finish that off, but we did manage to put the tap on as well, so the tap's there as well. I used PTFE tape, and if you notice the way I actually put the tape on, I wrapped it round the same way as I screwed the actual tap onto the tank. If you was to put it the other way, when you're screwing it on, what it does is it just takes the tape off. So it's a good tip to always put it the same way as you're screwing it on. That way it'll stay on. So that's all been taken care of now, the water tank. Also, early in the week, I was talking to Alan about, I was looking for some paving stones to do the base. Now I've already got the paving stones to do the job, but the 2x2s, and I wanted really 3x2s. Now the base of the shed's going to be 6x6, so all I needed was 6 of them. So I was talking to him, he said, "I can help you out here, Mark." So a mate of mine's just dropped me some at the top up here. Says, "Come and have a look at them and see what you think." So have a look at this video here. I'll just show you where they are.
Well guys, I've just been offered these paving stones here, the 3x2s. I need 6, and there's more than enough there. I only need 6 of them, and that's all I'm going to take, 6. However, I've got the same amount of square meters of flooring up there, which I'm bringing down here. What I'm doing is swapping the 2x2s for the 3x2s. Well, there we go, guys. There's all my 6 paving stones that I need to build me shed on. 3x2s, making a 6x6 shed. It's almost identical to my big shed. The only thing, the difference is it's going to be not as long. Be the same width but not as long. It's going right on this corner here, and obviously this compost bin's got to go. But before we start removing this compost bin, we've got to cut all the wood up for the for this shed, basically. But yeah, we're almost 90% there with all the materials. We've just got the felt to get now, and then yeah, we'll cut the wood up, let it dry out a little bit, then I'll show you how to put a shed together in kit form. But yeah, at least we've got the base. That's the main thing. You can't build unless you've got a base. And this build ain't going to be no house of cards. It's going to be built properly, so we get all the materials and away we go. But that's the base of the shed, the stone floor.
So as you can see, I've got all my paving stones. I've got all my planks. I've been dying to get to cut the blooming planks to get them in this greenhouse to dry out. Now I don't want them too dry, and the reason why is, well, I'm going to show you another little clip of this shed out here, explain a lot about the reason why I don't want the planks to dry out too much. So I'll take a look at this. Hi guys, I don't know if you remember earlier on in the year when I was showing you the gaps here on the scaffolding boards, how there was dead wide, there was gaps like over 15 milli wide. You look at the silicon inside here now, it's actually crushed the silicon down, and they've actually dropped down this, I mean, that you're talking like 4 or 5 milli gap now all the way around. All these had massive gaps in, as you can see. All the beading, all the this is silicon seal inside these joints here. And these things was talking like 15 milli. These plants are shrunk, and now because they're all nice and wet, everything's expanded. Now if you just imagine if you were to make them scaffolding boards tight to each other, they'd be all popping out, these. So you've got to be careful when you're building a shed. You've got to leave a couple of milli, not a lot. You've got to give them a little bit of a bit of wiggle room, so they can move. There's something else I've got to do. I have to get my lad up there. I've got some of this. It's like bitumen, like paint, and where the nails are there, they needs painting. Cause what's happening? There's a few holes in the waters. When it's raining, I've got a few drips inside the shed. So we're going to get up there and we're going to get them all touched in. I don't know if you can see them up there. I mean, the felt's okay and what have you, but the holes, because they've expanding and contracting the scaffolding boards on the roof, they've actually they've caused like a ripple. I don't know, you can't really see it, but you can see where there's like little ripples where the actual planks have started to swell, and what happens is the water collects on them. And where the joint is, where the nails are, because they're split slightly, you're getting like little drips inside, so I need to take care of them. I'll probably do that tomorrow if I can get my lad down here. But I'm just looking around my shed to see how it's okay, and it's absolutely airtight, this shed. There's not a gap anywhere, even the door shrunk. I mean, this door, there was a gap over 20 milli here, and the wood's expanded again, and it's
when you try to open the door, you've got to sort of pull it because it's the actual wood there's catching on this this hinge here, which ain't a bad thing, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad thing, but it just goes to show you how much wood contracts and expands over the seasons. You're talking like 15 milli in places where it's expanded, and now it's back to where it started off. This is why it's so important when I start to dry the wood out. So I'll leave a tiny gap in each one of the planks, only a tiny gap, not a big gap. The other solution is doing the scaffolding boards while they're damp, wet, and they're at the full extent. The trouble is with that, when they contract, you get bigger gaps. So you've got to just judge it so it's not too dry, and obviously they're not too damp, and you get the happy medium, and then you get your shed like this. And that's what we're going to be building shortly, guys. I'm just checking, just looking around just to make sure all the gaps are all sealed, and well, they are, as you can see. Yeah, you can see where it's actually pushed it out. There's like a little bit of a bubble there, bead. But yeah, job's a good one. So as you saw there, as you're going round the shed, you can see the boards. Now, there was gaps up to 20 milli. When I say gaps, they're not gaps. The wood, when it summer comes, the wood contracts, it shrinks basically, and it leaves gaps. And so as it starts to shrink, the gaps get bigger and bigger, but the silicone that's in expands. So it's still airtight, the shed. So you're with me so far? Well, in the winter, the same thing happens. The wood swells up, and then the gaps shrink, and the sealer does the opposite. It crushes the sealer, the silicone down, and still makes it airtight. But if I was to put them together while they was still where they was, say, dry, what would happen when the wood started to get damp? It would start to swell. It just forces the actual planks off the frame. So you've got to leave a bit of a gap. So the idea is to get them in here and get them so they're just in between dry and damp. So they're in that range where they can go 5 milli either way. So what I do then, once I've got them to that stage, then I've got all the battens as well. I got lucky on them. The Black Friday sale, there's a company that I actually I saw it online, and they had the battens. Now these battens are 66 by 38 by 2.4 meters long. They're softwood, but it doesn't matter because they sit on the inside of the shed. So I build this shed in a flat pack. You got a roof, you got 4 sides basically, and as you would go to somewhere like Weaste, B&Q, you know, not advertising for them, you buy your shed from them. You buy them in a flat pack. Well, this is how I make the shed. So you can actually, if you don't like it where it is, you can disassemble it and move it somewhere else, which is a good thing. So I was in this particular DIY store, beginning with W, ending with X, and there they were on offer, £2 a plank. You buy more than 5, £2. So I bought 16, just what I needed. So it cost me 32 quid. Now this shed out here only cost me 50 quid to make, because I actually had all these given me. So yeah, we've got all the planks now. We've got the base, we've got all the screws, we've got the hinges, we've got the locks. The only thing I need now is the felt for the roof, and I'm waiting for my friend to give me a roll of that. So it's going to cost me about 60-70 quid altogether to build this scaffolding plank shed, and I can tell you it'll last a lot longer
than these little sheds what you're paying 300 and 400 quid for in these DIY superstores. And that one out there is a prime example of a good shed. It's solid, it's airtight, it's it's absolutely fantastic to sit in when I can sit in it. Now the reason why I'm building this other shed is to put all that stuff in there so I can actually sit in it and get my legs straightened, and I can have a snooze in there. So that's the idea anyhow. But I've had to ask permission, written permission, had to ask my neighbour whether it'd be okay, because if he objected then I couldn't have it put there. But because the way in which the sun comes round, it doesn't cast a shadow on his plot, so I was fine. I was fine there. Like I say, the committee needed written permission. Needed me to write into him to say, look, can I build another shed? They give it the go ahead because, you know, they've seen the other one and they thought it was fair. I explained why I needed it. So yeah, everything was a go. So I've got permission to do it. I just need the wind and rain to stop so I can cut the planks. I come down this morning expecting my lad to turn up and give me an hand, but he's just sent me a message there saying he can't. He's got something to do, but that's neither near there. I can live with that. He'll give me an hand in the week to cut them, and then it's just storing them in here for a few weeks until I think the wood's dried out enough to actually start putting the sides together. And I tell you guys, it's so easy to do. I'll show you them videos when I'm doing. Honestly, God, you won't believe just how easy. When you see it done, you'll be wanting to do it yourself. That's how easy they are. So there we go. There's a few other clips there. I might throw in. I don't know yet. I was looking at the water main down at the bottom of on 3 plots away to see whether it was working, and I did go over there with my camera, and I tried to get the lid up to actually look down the hole, and well, it wouldn't budge, but you could hear it actually draining into it. It's like a waterfall. 16 foot down this thing is, taking all the water away from all the plots on the back. And there's like 2 of these drains. There's a little video there, so I might throw that video up. So anyhow,
hi guys, I just thought I'd show you the storm drain here. You probably can hear it if I get close enough. You can hear the water gushing into that. Now believe it or not, there's about 16 foot goes down that. It's a massive storm drain, and all the water from the back of the allotment sort of drains into this particular drain here. There's another drain at the back of me as well, something similar, goes down about 16 foot, and I can't get the lid to show you just how far it goes down.
So that's it really. So I'm governed by the weather. It rains, I can't do much. And like this week I've been at the hospital and I've got to go to the doctors well, what time is it now? It's 10 now. So I've got to go to the doctors. That's at 4 o'clock, so I've got to wait 6 hours now, waiting to know that I'm going to get jabbed a couple of times. Flu jab and vaccination jab. And I have to have them because it's like I think it's endangered list. So there we go guys. Endangered. I think not endangered, on I forget what the list, some sort of list, vulnerable, that's it, on the vulnerable list because of me chest and what have you. So I've got to have all these things, so I'm looking forward to that. Oh god, jabber the hook. So hope you like the video. I hope you like the clips that I've put together, and we will soon be building the new shed, and at the same time we've got to get rid of this bloody this other composting bin, and I can say there's a lot of people looking at it and they're dying to ask me for it. So we don't know yet. We might be able to use the materials for something else. So there we go. But anyhow, guys, thanks for watching, subscribing. Anyone who's interested in subscribing to the channel, on the right hand side is a little chicken. Give it a press and you can subscribe. And there's a hell of a lot of videos there that you can watch of me growing stuff over the last 4 years on here. That's how long I've been doing the videos, and it's stage by stage. There's no videos the same, so you know it doesn't get that boring. But there you go. I'm waffling now, aren't I? So I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching. See you real soon, guys. Bye bye for now.